Hey everyone, welcome to my channel. So if you are here, I'm guessing you are ready to level up your PowerApps game. So today we are diving into one of the most important skills you need to master while developing Canvas applications using Power Platform. The skill I'm talking about is patching efficiently in PowerApps. Trust me, by the end of this video, you'll be patching like a pro and saving hours of time and redundant work. So let's start. So as you can see, I have my PowerApp Studio open. Now, just to give you a quick brief, what all the components are on the screen. So this is a form. Now, a form is basically a way in PowerApps to capture data from the user. So I have a couple of columns here, which you can see: name, client ID, SOW name, start date, contract. So you can have n number of columns and different ones as well. But for this demo, I chose this form and these columns. Now you can see I have two different galleries here. One is directly connected to my Dataverse table, and this one is connected to my collection. Now this add button will allow me to add the data which I am populating using the form. Right, so let me show you how you can actually save the data. So for this one, yes, testing, clients, so testing, start date can be today, contract type fixed, budget, let's say 1,000, project status, green. The moment I click add, duplicate name. All right, so I have a validation which doesn't allow me to save a record with duplicate name. That should work. All right, so you can see the moment I click add, this will add that record in my collection, and you can see my collection here. Now you can see the record which I just added is not present in this gallery here, which I'll show you, which I'm talking about. So you can see this particular gallery here is connected to my data, where data was stable. Pardon my bad handwriting, not used to writing on screen. Right. So this particular gallery here is connected with my collection. So this is my collection. So let me add another one. So then we will deep dive how to actually save this. Total budget, this one, great. Right. So now you can see I have two records which I need to save in my Dataverse table. Now how you can do it exactly. So there is the most common way, and which is the worst way to patch a huge data set. Now, by the way, this demo is completely on the assumption that you will be patching large data, not just 2 or 3 records. So for the purpose of this demo, I'm making that assumption, and we will be working on 2 or 3 records at max. Now, so you can see I have 3 save button here: save 1, save 2, save 3. Now, my first save button is the most common approach everyone use in Canvas applications to save. I'll quickly show you that one approach. So you can see for all, so this is where it's starting. For all, my collection as this, and then patch my projects, and this is where I'm patching one by one. So for example, since I have 2 records in my collection, you can see 1 and 2. All of the records present in my collection will be patched one by one. So imagine it's like an iterative loop. So for example, you have 5 records. So first patch, wait till the first patches. Second, wait till the first one patches, right? So it's sequential. So first one patches, success, go to second one patches, success, third one patches, success, fourth. So this is a sequential approach which takes a lot of time if, let's say, you are patching 50, 100, 200 records at the same time, right? So this is the worst approach in terms of performance. Now, I explained why this is the worst approach, and let's see how this patches. So let's quickly hit submit. Now, perfect. All right. So our records got patched successfully. Let me just quickly refresh the data source so that we can see those newly patched records. Projects, refresh. Come on. All right. So, okay, that's the reason. I was testing something and forgot to remove the filter. All right. So yeah, now you can see our latest one, which is these two records got successfully patched from here. Okay, let me just delete the collection, these two records. And similarly, if you have, let's say 50, 100 records and you want to patch them efficiently, I'll show you another approach, which is right. Okay, suppose total budget can be anything, green, and saving the world. Anything doesn't really matter. All right, so now we have another two records, and I'll show you the second approach, which is better than the first one. Now, I'm I'm pretty sure most of us haven't heard about this or even thought about it. So now, if you see, the major difference is that I flipped the patch and for all. So earlier it was for all patch, which is sequential, right? So for all is an iterator in Power Apps. So what it does is basically it goes through your table one by one, and try to patch all the records successfully in your table backend. It can be SQL, it can be SharePoint, it can be Dataverse. Now, the way I'm doing in this one is patch for all. So I flipped patch and for all. So first I'm doing patch, and inside patch I'm doing a for all iterator basically. So now, since I flipped it, patch is basically doing the network call to actually save the data, right? And the moment you do a patch or a network call to save the data and you pass a table inside your patch, what it does is basically it calls the network and pass the data as a chunk, right? As a chunk, and it basically saves whatever you are passing in a single go, right? So we will see this and how quickly this is running compared to the other one. So let's quickly hit save, and you can see instantly, almost instantly, it got added. So you can see the two records are available at the bottom of my gallery. Now, similarly, what we can do now is the third best approach, which is the batch patch approach. And let me tell you guys, golden rule, batch processing is your best friend, right? Instead of patching each record one by one, you can patch multiple records in a single go. When I say multiple, I mean thousands of rows at the same time. This really is a game changer for Canvas applications whenever you're working with heavy, intense data. Now, here is an example of that. So let me go to save 3, and this is the batch patch approach. So let's debug the code. So patch projects, that's my backend table name, and I'm doing show columns on my call records to patch. Now, what I'm doing here is updating only those columns which I want to be updated, right? Another golden rule, patch only what you need. When I say patch only what you need, this is what I'm talking about. If you have hundreds of columns in your table, only patch those columns which are really essential for your backend to be updated. Basically, don't send your entire form back to your data source so that it processes everything and basically unnecessary performance load on your Canvas applications. Instead, target only the fields that changed, right? So for example, if you're updating someone's email address, there is no need to patch their name or phone number or any other column which doesn't get updated. This keeps your app lightning fast, literally lightning fast. So this is what I'm doing, right? Name, client ID, SAO, all these columns, which I know the user is updating, right? So I'm collecting them in a collection and patching them. So this is the batch patch approach. It works really well, right? So next time, whenever you see ForAll Patch to update your data, you can instantly recognize that this is not the right way to do patching, right? So that's all I wanted to show today. And great shout out to Craig White, Patch Like a Jedi article. I got the inspiration from that article when I was doing my first session during Scottish Summit. So great shout out to him. Great guy, very funny. And please do check out his Patch Like a Jedi article and you will love it. All right. Thank you very much, guys. Forgot to mention something. Subscribe more for PowerApps tips.